What is up, guys? Gary Oak here with some more Total War Warhammer. You voted, said you liked it. Um, so a friend of mine requested for more chaos. Well, this is more chaos, but this is Dwarfs versus chaos. Heads up on the graphics, I kind of got them figured out, but the issue is just a mixture of the software in my PC. It can't handle sudden movement, so that's what causes the frame drop. So my camera will be a little slow this time to try to make it a bit better for you, but we'll see how it goes. Starting off with my dwarf army, I've got two gyrocopters with brimstone guns. These are just basically flying cannons. Chaos only has one possible flying unit to field, and they rarely field it because it's a leader. These suck at melee, but they're awesome at just shooting down ground targets. And they also have these bombs they can drop. Let me select them real quick, or not. I'll go fuck myself. They have these bombs they can drop that just do giant AoE. As for my front line, I've got two dwarven miners with blasting charges. Now this is a low scale battle. I joined this guy randomly online and I didn't realize he had the setting so low. But we've got these miners. They've got pickaxes, so they're pretty good in a fight. And they throw these satchel charges that are good at disrupting infantry charges. As for the actual main line itself, we have longbeards. As you can see, they have really long beards. Very beautiful detail in the textures and everything. I tried running this on a lower setting, but what it always boiled down to is I can run it on high, I can run it on ultra, I can run it on whatever, but it's just panning the camera that seems to cause the issue. I don't know why. But longbeards are sturdy. Dwarves are very much your range units or your damage, and your non-ranged are just here, or just a wall. As for the sides, I have longbeards with great weapons. They have these giant axes, but this guy's fucking ready. And same on this side. The great weapons do armor piercing on this. I needed something with charge defense. Looking back, I probably should have put more warriors on that side, but it's because I was going to be dealing with some chaos, and I just moved my camera really fast. Sorry. As for back line, I've got these gunners. They're good at armor piercing. Chaos units are heavily armored, and so I brought them to help pepper those. I brought an organ gun, which is just 4 mini cannons that fire in rotation, and then a regular cannon for if you brought monstrous infantry. Then for hero units, I brought my dwarf lord here with a badass helmet and everything. Pretty standard unit for this meta right now, because he can have a healing potion and kind of tank damage out a bit better. And then I brought an engineer. The cool thing about the engineer is not because his damage is alright, but what makes him really good is he gives buffs for reload speed and accuracy to range units near him. Looking back, I probably should have put him back there, but yeah, he helps with artillery and missile units. Slowly creep over here. Hopefully this helps with the frame rate. Let's start with the mainline infantry. Up front, he has Chaos Warriors. That's their bread and butter basic infantry. Well, not basic. They're mid-tier infantry. Pretty nasty looking dudes, spiky helmets, stuff like that. Heavy armor. Heavy armor, and they hit like a truck. Behind them are Chosen. Chosen are hands down the best infantry in the game, except for maybe Black Orcs. Black Orcs seem to do pretty well against them. They have just the souls of the damned on their shields. Just awful looking. Like, look at those fucking horns on their helmets. Axes in hand. Just absolutely badass. This is his heavy hitter infantry. Some of them have like stretched out skin on their shields. His goal this battle was to just beat down my main line and then use the heavy infantry to just kill me. Over here on the flanks we have some Chaos Knights. Nothing too special about them. They're essentially Chosen on horses. You can see the horses are fucking hell. They have like a flame trail when they run. I'll try to get some good shots of that. And leading his whole army is a Chaos Lord on a similar horse. You can see where he's a demon. Lore-wise, chaos worship like these dark demon gods. Slowly pan over here. This unit I didn't see. It was hidden in the trees. Another chaos unit, and then an exalted hero, which is just a strong melee specialist. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the camera back here some and then zoom in on details once that starts. So we're open up with some cannon shots. What I'm trying to do is just break his infantry line. I'm doing some decent damage, as you can see. Just a couple bodies here and there. Front line's kind of weakened. He's just slowly marching up. And then these are the brimstone guns coming in from the gyrocopters. And there's a cannon just taking out another line of chosen. Here I start my bombing run. You can see that just disrupts the line mixed with the cannons, just fucking up his infantry pretty rough. Another bombing run. At this point I actually start noticing the threat that is his cavalry. So I'm going to swing my cannons around because they have a bonus against large, and cavalry are considered large. Start repositioning my men. There's my organ gun, getting a really good volley into the side of that cavalry unit. I don't think I killed any models, but their HP definitely took a hit for it. And then this cannon's just doing fucking God's work. Just swallows, like there's, what, three dead cav right there. But I can see he's trying to swing around to outflank me. But I'm getting good shots in, good damage. Like, his cav's already severely weakened just from my artillery. At this point, I'm going to reposition my miners. I'm going to let my miners through their blasting charges to throw off the charge of the cav, and then let my thunders shoot down the cav. And my brimstone guns have just been shooting and shooting and shooting, and like this chosen unit's down to a handful of men. 25 from when they're at full, it's 40, so that's 15. I opened up a hole here. That was just an honest to God mistake. But he kind of realizes the situations he's in. Like, if he's going to get to me, he's going to have to fucking take some risks. My thunders are getting shots off, and just killed a couple more of those cav. And yeah, I just forced them right there because I got, oh, that's a lot of dead chaos right there from just good. But here's where he evens the odds. Just gonna be a nasty charge right here, nasty charge. Just completely knocks over my guys, the flaming trails all the way through my back line, and then his front line just charging in. Thankfully my longbeards are holding fairly well. Dwarven infantry are some of the toughest infantry. They can't do a lot of damage, but they can hold a line when they need to hold a line. Here comes the satchel charges, just throwing those out. Getting some explosives off. He's completely fucked up this unit, but his cav are coming around. They're going to try to just secure one flank, but here's another really good just satchel charge throw. And my thunders over here are actually pretty unscathed, so they're able to position to start firing into the sides of these, as well as my organ gun once it gets fucking turned around. The front line battle, bloody, gruesome. You just see the dwarves are faltering, and he's charging into the back of my infantry. It's starting to hurt, starting to feel some damage, feel the pain. Brimstone guns still shooting into the backs, slowly weakening the infantry. His cav falling apart. The longbeards are just putting in work. Just those big axes just chopping into the units. And at this point I realized my main line was faltering, so I'm having to send in my reserves that were meant for fighting off the knights. But I mean, there's my Dwarven Lord. He's at the front. He's not afraid of anything. He's fucking going nuts. Just smacking people around. I did not use my organ gun right at all. My Thunders are able to reposition though. They can start getting some shots into his commander. Because if I can kill him, this could be saved. The infantry fight's not going my way at all. If my Lord wasn't there, I'd be pretty fucked. His infantry are just too superior. Long beards. I have to pull off some of my anti-armor off the front line, and here you can see the last little dwarf about to be... They're retreating out, and he throws those into the back of my men, my Thunders. And they're just slaughtering my poor riflemen with their wooden shields and basic axes. We're getting good shots though, we're getting work done. His units are breaking, their morale's wavering, but here are his generals fighting my engineer. And his knights have regrouped, and they actually have decent numbers, enough to be a problem, but he misplayed and just completely ignored them. I'm starting to make my copters target fleeing units to help increase my odds. I'm repositioning my handgunners so they can shoot better. These handful of dwarves right here are literally holding the line just so the miners can get those satchel charges off and just fucking knock all those guys down. Here he remembers about his cav, and his cav are about to get a nasty charge on me. You see the flame effects start once they're in range, and they just right through that front line. My other unit of handgunners are in trouble. At this point it can kind of go either way. Like, it looks good for me, but his Lord though starting to get fucked up by my Dwarf Lord, and that shattered means it has no chance of coming back. At that point the morale's just so much in my favor, there's no way I can't win. It was a really good fight, really fun fight. Hope you guys liked the video. Remember to rate the video, like the video, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.